So I'm going to use height 3.8. 3.8. So if I do this, what will be the solution? Let me bring up my calculator. I don't have online calculator for now, so I'm going to make use of the one that is the one on my phone. So if I should do this, what will I get? 8 point, okay. I think this is 14. 5.3 times that is 14. Half of 14 is 7. 7 times 3.8 should give us 26.6. So that should be 26.6. Now, this one is calculator job and it can even show working. I think this is not a big deal. I'll write that this one into 5/4. 1 times 5 plus 1, 5. Minus 5/6. 15/12 minus 10/12. I'll get my answer 5/12. This one should not be a big deal. Now, let me look at the question that might be a big deal. Now, look at this. Okay, this one should not be a big deal. Just multiply it at 0.5 times 40. We're going to answer for that one. Now, this is 14. That's 14. Now, look at this one. I can do this one without drawing any bearing. You have bearing of B from A. What's the bearing of A from B? The answer is theta plus 180 or theta minus 180. You do this if theta is less than 180, or better still, let me write this. Let me just leave it like this. I'll do this one if theta is more than 180. So look at this theta here now. Is it more or less than 180? It is less. So we're going to do this. So the answer A from B is equal to 107 plus 180, and then I get 287. That's my answer. With this, I don't need, yes, we can do an Excel, but not now. Maybe some other time. Maybe we need a week, but not today. We do Excel for today is for Cambridge. The paper on May and paper in February, they are very close. They're not more difficult than each other. They are similar. They are similar. The cut strength is the same thing. So no big deal. And again, it's not too far from 2021 and 2018 question. So 2021, 2018, then 2024 question. Just kind of, can you see the pattern? Let me see the pattern. 2018, practice it very well. 2021, 2024. Do good practice on those questions, okay? It will really help you. Now, moving on. A train, now look at this. When you have questions like this, a train is 1750 meters long, is traveling at that speed. Work out how long will it take the train for the whole train to cross the bridge. If the train is crossing the bridge with its whole body, now distance covered for this kind of question is length of train plus length of bridge. So this should give us 1750 meters plus 480 meters, and then we're going to get something like 2230 meters. Okay. Now we're looking for how long is time, right? So how do you calculate time? If speed is distance over time, therefore, then time must be what? Distance over speed. What distance? 2230 meters. And what is speed? The speed is 55 kilometers per hour. Now, look at our time is in seconds. So we have to change this distance, this speed to meter per second. Okay. Now, How do you change kilometer per hour to meter per second? Divide by 3.6. This is the shortcut. Divide by 3.6. So let me say 5 divided by 3.6. What would that give us? What is 5 divided by 3.6? Sorry, let me get that again. 5 divided by 3.6. Okay, we're going to get something. But let me just do it this way. If I am dividing, I'll get 2,230 over 5. If I divide by 3.6 and I can get my unit in, I can get this one in meter per second. This is still in meter, okay? So if I do it like this, I'm going to get my final answer. So let me say, I can just write it like 2,230 times 3.6 divided by 55. Okay, I'm going to get 146. No, let me write it. Let me write it again. I can write this as 2,230 divided by 55 times 3.6. Okay, divide becomes times. Then I have meter per second. I'm getting something like 145.96, approximately 146 seconds. Okay, 146 seconds is the length of time to take for the train to totally cross the bridge, moving at that speed. Now, this one is a transformation question. It's on transformation. We're going to very likely we're going to do a question on paper 4. After paper 2, we're going to look at the question on paper 4. Now, describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle B. Look at triangle A, look at triangle B. This line here and this line here, they are the same thing, they are the same length. This is most likely a mirroring question. It's going to look for a line of reflection. This is a reflection question, therefore, my solution is along this line. This is my solution. It is a reflection question, okay? So I'll say reflection into line y equal to minus, x equal to minus 3. Okay. Okay, any question? Okay. So any question from anybody? Okay, let's continue. So now this is a reflection question. This is reflection. The first point is reflection. Okay. I may not be able to take your question right now because I'm trying to open the question. I couldn't see it. Maybe some other time after the class, I'll address your question. Reflection, and then you need to measure the mirror line on line x equal to minus 3. That is the solution. Right. Sorry, minus 2, not minus 3. That is minus 2. X equal to minus 2. Minus 2. Triangle A onto C. Look at triangle A, look at triangle C. What does that look like? It's as if one is smaller, right? You want to see that the two triangles are of different sizes, then you should know that it is an enlargement question. So this is an enlargement. Enlargements. So the reflection question, you have two answers. 1, 2 marks. Enlargement should have 3 answers. That's why it's 3 marks. So this is 1. This is 1 mark. Let's look for the other answer. You need to know the scale factor.
Okay, it seems some of you have questions. I think what will happen is just put down the questions down. right? So once the class is done, right, then we can attend to questions, right? So please, I just pen down your question. You can send them to me on the chat, and then we'll look at those questions.
I think that's better. So send your question to the admin, and then we'll look at the question, and then we'll get back to you. Now, this is an enlargement question. So it is enlargement. Now, if we're going to look for the center of enlargement and then the scale factor, I prefer looking for the center of enlargement first. Now look at these two objects. If the center of enlargement is in between both of them, then the scale factor is positive. But if the center is negative, if the scale factor is in between both of them, my scale factor is negative. But if the center of enlargement is not in between, them around the side or around the side, the scale factor will be positive. Okay. So let us first of all find our center of enlargement first. Now, how do you find the center of enlargement? Connect corresponding point. This point are corresponding. Let me join them together. If I can join them together, I have a line coming like this. These points are this and this are corresponding. Let me join these two together. If I join these two together, I have something coming like this. Okay. Okay, I think I did the first one wrongly. Let me do it again. So I have a line coming like this. Okay. So they meet at this point. They meet, I think that is a little bit not very correct. So they meet, when I join them, they meet around here. Okay. So the two of them meet there. So this means that my center of enlargement is at this point. This point is -4, -3. This is minus 3 for x and then -4 for y. So I'll say center -3 for -4. Okay. Now look at the center. It's center in between the two shapes. No, it is not in between. Then my scale factor is positive. Positive, not negative. Negative, no. Positive, yes. So it is positive. So therefore, it's my scale factor. My scale factor is positive, not negative. Now, the scale factor is image length over object length. So now, what is the image length? Look for corresponding side. You can easily measure the side. This is 2 divided by, this is 4, right? So the 2 over 4, lowest term is 1/2. So my scale factor will be 1/2. Now, draw the image of triangle A after a rotation 90 degrees clockwise about 1,3. Okay? I want to draw the image of triangle A after I rotate it about 90 degrees clockwise. Triangle A clockwise, we move this. How will triangle A move clockwise? Now I've done this one. Let me just remove this so that I can get the clear picture. So triangle A clockwise is this direction. This is the clockwise direction. And then let's look for the center of rotation. Are we giving? The center of rotation is 1,3. Let's look at that point first. 1,3, this is 1, this is 3. Okay. So you are going from this point and you are going clockwise. Okay. That means that this line going vertically down like this, move it 90 degrees, it will come this way, clockwise, isn't it? That line goes clockwise this way. So make sure just locate your point along that line. I have this point is one distance away from center. This should be also one distance away from center. So that one is 1, 2. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's measure 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. That point comes here. So the first line becomes this. This is the first line, okay? So now, let's look for another line. Now, let's look for these points. These points, now if you look at this line going this way, this line coming this way, we eventually come this way down, isn't it? That means that if I go from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, that will be going 1, 2, 3, 4. And then from this point, if I go down 1, 2, 3, 4, that will be going 1, 2, 3, 4. That point comes here. The second point comes to this place. So by the time you connect this to this, the third one just connect like this. Okay? Once you do two of them correctly, the third one will connect automatically. So this is our solution for rotation question. Okay? This is number 15B. This is 15B. Okay? Now, let me see the next question. If something like now, this one should not be a big deal. I wouldn't have liked to solve this one, but let me see. So this set, even numbers in this set, these ones are numbers like. Okay, you know what? Before I do this question, let me go to the end. Let me pick it from the end. Let me see, because I don't want us a situation where we will not be able to reach the end. I'll come. Let's hope we get back to that question. A bag contains two green buttons, 5 red, 6 blue. Calculate probability that 2 buttons are different colors. Now, different colors. Now let me say I have G is green, then G, let me say G prime is not green, okay? So different colors is either I have G and G prime different, or I have red and red prime different, or I have blue and blue prime. Sorry about that. Okay. Now the first case, now don't forget that green is 2, red is 5, and then blue is 6, right? So when I have green, that means I have 2 out of total. Total must be what? 13. So green brings 2, that's 2 over 13 times the next one being not green. If it is not green, add the other 2. 5 plus 6 is what? 11 over total is no longer 13 here. It is short one, therefore it will be what? 12. Because I've taken 1 here, so this will remain 12. Now, this case, red. 5 is red over 13. Now, not red. How many are not red? I think I have some question. What part? Which question you don't understand? Which question? Hello, you still understand which question? Which question did you understand? Okay. Let me ask one of us. Let me ask this student. Can you unmute and tell me why you don't understand? Okay. All right. Maybe you can type what question you don't understand. Type it.
Can you tell me the formula of circles, please?
Formula for? Formula of what? Hello, come again. Formula of what?
Like for example, for the like there's a
I can't hear you
circle
well.
and like it's going up to the circumference. So will it be 90?
Circumference, circle and circumference, right? Okay, formula for circle. Let's talk about circle a little bit. Now, let's talk about circle briefly. Now, let us digress into circles a little bit. Now, talking about circles, perimeter of circle. Now, let's say this is circle, and this is center, radius. perimeter or circumference is 2 pi r. This is capital R. This the area, of course, it is pi r squared. If you have a sector of a circle, okay, sector of a circle, and that's angle theta, area of sector is a portion of the area of the circle, okay? And that is what the angle portion of total angle, that's the answer. But perimeter of sector is arc length plus radius plus radius. Let me use capital R for radius now. Arc length plus radius. But what is arc length? Arc length is arc length. Arc length is the angle of the arc over 360 times 2 pi r, because arc length is a length along the circumference of the circle, okay? Angle of this arc, 360 times circumference, okay? Now, talking about sometimes when you have sector of a circle, this sector of circle can be formed into a cone isn't it? So this cone will have base radius small r. This circle will have big R, isn't it? Now this big R of this sector becomes the slant height of the cone. Some people are raising their hands. Let me see. Okay. Who is raising hands? CEO of mute. Okay. Matrix lover. Matrix lover. Can you
Yes,
answer?
sir.
Yes.
Sir, can I know the formula of prism?
Formula for what? Hello, formula for what? Okay, in what class? Every formula you need, send it to the admin. I will compile all of them and send to the class. All the formulas you need, just send it to the admin. I can even write a short note on them and send to the class, okay?
Hello, sir. Will you send us the
I
page
can't hear
after
that.
when you
Come
finish?
again.
Will you send us the page after when you finish?
This page? Okay, I'll send
Yeah,
you this page.
everything is all.
I
Can you
will
send us?
upload, yes, I'll upload the page for the question, okay? That question
Okay,
I'll
thank you,
I'll
thank
upload
you.
the page.
Love you.
All right. So now, don't forget that this big radius become this one, okay? Become the slant height. Don't forget about that. And then the small radius, that small radius of the cone divided by the big radius of circle becomes, this circle has angle theta, okay? Because the theta of the sector divided by 360. I can easily find radius as well, theta over 360 times big R, okay? You understand that? I can find radius of the small circle by using the formula. Theta of the sector divided by 360 times the big radius of the sector. This works, okay? Now, if you still want to do circles, maybe sometimes maybe on Wednesday, you can look for maybe a short class and do something on circle theorem. If you want that, you can request through the admin. You can do something on circle theorem. But let me see if we can go back to the question we are handling and see if we can finish it up. Okay. So now, red is 5. Not red. 2 plus 6 is what? 8. 8 over total here is 12 because you're taking 1 away. Then this one, blue is what? 6 over 13. Not blue is add this 2 plus 5 is 7 over 12. Then or means that it can be this or this or this. Just add them together. That's the meaning of or here. Add them together. You see this, each of these. Now, let's sum this. I will not divide because I want them to have the same denominator. But first one, 2 times 11 is what? 22 over 156, yes? I multiply this, that's 40 over 156. Multiply this, that is what? 42 over 156. If you add all this together, how do you get? 22 plus 42, that is 64. 64 plus 40, that is 104 over 156. What can divide in this case? I believe 26 can divide. So what can divide? 26 can divide 26 here, 4 over 6. This is 2 over 3. Final answer is 2 over 3. So that's how I solve that. Okay, I think I jumped on. Now this one, A is the point. This is a vector question. A is the point that and B is the point that. Find the equation of the gradients of the gradient B. The x squared plus let me say 28x. X plus half of 28 is what? 14. I will square it minus 14 squared. If this x squared minus 8x, it will be x. Half of minus 8 is minus 4. I will square it, then I'll do minus that 4 squared. So the same thing, let me do the same thing to x squared minus 16x. So x squared minus 16x becomes x. Half of minus 16 is what? Minus 8. I'll square it, then minus 8 squared. So this one, this x squared minus 16x plus a becomes x squared minus 8. Sorry, that's a mistake. Let me adjust that. Okay, close. So I have x minus 16 out of it is minus 8 all squared, then minus that 8 squared, then this is plus a. So if I do this, I have okay, I have x. Look at now, this is x minus 8 all squared minus 64 plus a. Now compare this with x plus b all squared. Now, is there anything outside x plus b? It's like saying plus 0. So by doing this, I can say that b is what? Minus 8. And then minus 64 plus a is 0. That's 0. A must be what? 64. So b is minus 8. A is 64. Now, this is applying completely the square. If I don't remember completely the square, I can just expand the other one. I can just expand the other one and then compare. So that might be quite a work to do. But if I want to expand it and compare, all square is x plus b into x plus b. This will give me x into x plus b, and then plus b into x plus b. Multiply x times x, x squared, x times b, bx, and that bx, then b squared. Some people are raising their hands. Let me check. Fatima, yes, what is the, okay, Yazin, what's the question? Yazin, what's the question? Hello? Gideon Monday, what's the question? Gideon Monday. Okay, let's continue. So if I'm expanding, I'm going to get x squared minus 2bx plus b squared. So comparing this, if you now compare, This case, you're going to compare with the other one, x squared minus 16x plus 8. That means that my minus 2b is equal to, so this is plus, sorry, plus 2b is equal to minus 16. So this means that b must be minus 8. Also, so based on this, I can say that base A is now b squared. A must be minus 8 squared. That is what? 64. So you can say that to get the same answer, right? So either way, you get the same answer. Now, this question, let me start from 23, beginning. On the exercise, sketch cos y. Cos y look like a bowl. From here, it will curve. Okay, let me do it again. So it's going to curve. This is minus 1. I know this is minus 1. This is 90. I'm going to curve like this, curve like this, curve this way up here, and curve this way here, okay? This is my solution for cos x. Oh, sorry, I missed it briefly. Okay, I'm back. Now, this is the curve, that's 2 marks. So let us see how we can solve this one. So just say that x must be cos inverse of 0.294. So you find that in your calculator, you're going to get answers such as on shift cos 0.294. I'm going to get that is 72.9 degrees, okay? Now, this is 72.9 degrees. But they want 2 answers. That's because cos is positive in 2 regions. This first region, at this point, I have 90. Then I have something here. I have this is 270. This is 180. So cos is positive in this region and this region, okay? This region. So that is the first and fourth quadrant. The first quadrant and the fourth quadrant. Here is theta. Here is what? 360 minus theta. This one is 180 plus theta. This one is 180 minus theta. So this and this is positive, right? Theta, we have got theta. So let us do 360 minus theta. So 360 minus 72.9 degrees, that is what? That should be That should be 287.1 degrees. Okay. Now let's see. And this question can be tricky. Now this one. Y is inversely proportional to square of that. So y varies inversely as x plus 3 squared. Okay. Some people are raising their hands. Okay. So what's the problem, students? Fatima, what's the problem? And then what's the problem, you? What's the problem? How do, okay, how do video look straight here? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, we talk about, so send a question to the admin. So you can write y equal to k over x plus 3 squared. Now use these 2 instances. When y is 0.375, x is 5 plus 3 all squared, 0.375 becomes k over 64. That means that if I multiply both of them, 0.375 times 64, I get k K must be 24. So K is 24. Then if you write this one, and that way, Y must be what? 24 over X plus 3 all squared. I think we are done. Final answer, 24 over X plus 3 all squared. Now that, let me see, I think we still have, let's be fast. Let's over time. Now, this question 21, just turn this fractional roots, this root to index. 3 root, fifth root becomes 1 over 5. 3 is per h. These two must be equal. That means it must be what? 1 over 5. This power 3 should affect everything inside. 4 is power 3, x is power 3, 64, f is power 9 to be our solution to that. So now let's look at number 20. Let me see how close we are to where we stopped. We're quite close. We'll get there. Now, calculate the total distance traveled. Total distance, you have speed versus time. Distance traveled is the area. That means you're looking for what? Area under curve. So this is typically a trapezium just used. So now distance is the area of the curve. So this is a trapezium, right? So, and this is what? A trapezium. So for trapezium, we're going to do half into a plus b into height, half multiplied by, what is a, what is b? A is, from this point, this is the a, this is a, okay? This is 140 minus 20, this is 20. That is what, 120. That's going to give me 120. Then the height is the vertical length connecting A and B. It's okay, sorry. I've not written B. B is everything from here to here, which is what, 190. So B should be 190. B should be 190 times the height is now what? The vertical. Now the height is this 15. This 15 is the height. That's the height. 15 is height. So multiply by 15. So times 15. Sorry, this is plus. I made a mistake there. This is to be added. So if I add those two together, I'm going to get 120 plus 190, 110 plus 200, 310 times 15. So therefore, my answer will be 2325 meters. That will be the answer if you multiply that. Okay? So, moving on from here, number 18, HCl. I can write this, I can write 28 x power 5 as, I can see that, okay, 2 times 2 times 4 times 7 times, okay, let me just say x to the power, between 5 and 3, which power is smaller? 3. X power 3 and raised to power 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. Then 98x raised to power 3. 2 can divide, 2 can divide, what else can divide? 2 can divide, sorry, 2 can divide just once. 2 divide, that is 49. Then 7 can divide, then 7 can divide. Then x raised to power 3. Now, this is common, this is common, and this is common. So 2 times 7 times x cubed. I have what? 14x to the power 3. Will be the solution to that. Now, calculate an estimate of the mean. So to find mean, we have to look for mean is summation fx over summation f. This is f. This is x. Look for fx. Okay? Look for fx. Now, x, I can't just use this class as my x. I have to look for what? A midpoint. I have to look for midpoint. So midpoint between 100 and 120 is 110. 100 and 120 is 125. 130 and 155 is 140. The midpoint here is 170. To multiply that, 110, I'm coming. 110 times 32. I'm going to get 3520. Or better still, let me write it like the first one, 110 times 32. Add it to 125 times 55. Add it to 140 times 64. And then add that to 170 times 49. Everything here divided by total. And total is what? 200. So type this, you're going to get your answer. Type that, you're going to get your answer. Brackets, that's okay. The bracket plus. So I have 125 times 55 plus bracket open 140 times 64 plus 170 times 49. So if you solve everything, okay, I'm sorry. Let me do it again. I think I'm having some errors here. 110 times, okay, let me do that fraction. I have 125 times 55. Then I have 140 times 64 times 64, close brackets, plus open brackets, then 170 times 49, close brackets. Now that one I have 200. So my answer will be 138.425. That is an estimate of the mean. Now back to this question. Thank God we still have time for this question. Now let's look for P. P are even numbers from 1 to 10. I have 2. Sorry, let me write that. P should be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10. 1 and 10 are inclusive because it is double equality. Now, multiples of 5, I have 5 and 10 only. So let me just fill this Venn diagram, just fill it up. Now, what is common between P and Q? What's common? 10. So 10 appears here. So after filling what is common, then you can fill each of the subsets. Subset P contains 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I'll fill 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 10. Subset Q is 5 and 10. I'll fill 10. I have 5. So what is not filled yet? What is between 1 and 10 that is not filled? 3 is not here. 1 is not here. 3 is not here. 7 is not here. What else? I think that's 9 is not here. Okay. These are the numbers that are not here. So I think that is the end of that. Now we have about 60 more minutes. Let us briefly look at some questions in circle theorem. Or any questions so far? Some people have made some comment for the probability questions. Why don't are there sets in? Of course. Okay, zone 3. I cannot answer that for now. I'm not sure. Can't answer that for now. Now, for the probability question, why didn't he do times 2? Because it can be not green, green or green. Not okay, it can be not green, green, or green, not green. Okay. Okay, now we have already said green added. We have said green or not green. Okay, so you are thinking that maybe it should be green, not green, or not green and then green. Okay, that's the thing. They are the same thing, right? Okay, these are different colors. But if you look at that, you end up having, by the time you do that, you end up having your answer as the answer will be, if you do green, not green, plus not green and green, and then you do red, not red, and not red and red. And if you do go on that, you're going to have 4/3, which is more than 1, isn't it? You can't have probability more than 1. Is there going to be a leak for if I should give you a leak for 2024, then I don't deserve my job anymore. I'll be sacked from my work. So that can be a leak. I think it's what I did. Calculator and work. Okay, what did you do a calculator that works? I can drop you tips, but not the questions. So if you have any hints you want to ask, any why divided by 20, not 200? So is that divided by 20? Is that divided by 20? Let me find out if I divided by 20. I think I divided by 200. Oh, we did solve by 20. Let's just quickly do the solve by 20 and then. Oh, sorry. Divided by 200. On my calculator, this is the answer divided by 200. Now, even look at this answer is less than the upper boundary and lower and it's more than the upper boundary, a lower boundary and less than the upper boundary. So, by divided by 20, I will have got 1380 or 1384, which will be wrong. So now, briefly, just quickly do number 20 and then we end the class. Number 20. We did number 20. Now, this question says they calculate the area. Area of triangle is area of a triangle. Area is half AB sine theta. Sine theta is the angle between A and B. So half times these two sides are the two sides adjacent to the angle, right? 4.9 times 5.6 times sine 23 degrees. Do this, you're going to get your answer. Okay. And just do that. 2.8, 4.9 times 2.8 times sine 23. So that will give me 5.36 as the area, okay? 5.36 centimeter square, okay? So we're going to end this class today. Hopefully, if you have a time for another class, maybe we can look into circuit theorem, look into volume, areas and volume perimeter, areas and volumes of shapes. Hopefully, major circuit theorem, and then some other topic that you might request. So, but if you need any formula, send to the admin, then you will send. Then I will get to you through the admin. Okay. So have a nice day. Let me mute my speaker now.
Please put your hands together for Mr. Adedayo. That is an awesome session that we had today. In fact, it was coming from a place of last minute because I know the math class was probably in high demand, and I just had to find a way to ensure that I kept to my promise. I tell you something, and I find a way to keep to the promise, and I had to do that. Mr. Adedayo is an experienced Cambridge educator teaching the IGCSE and A level, because most of you have asked me a question, is it into A level? Yes, it's also into A level. Okay, so what I will do now is I'm just going to use 2 minutes. There are some hands that have been raised up since the session began. and I'm just going to give you the platform to just ask a question before we proceed. So I'm going to start with just two hands. So I'm just going to start with Gabe Horn. Please ask a question. Gabe Horn, if you still have a question, please ask a question.
Can you speak in English?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm speaking in English. Can you hear me now? Okay, I think that was his question. Okay, Mohammed, please, you have the mic. Talk to me, Mohammed.
Which paper this is?
I didn't get that. Come again.
Can you tell me which paper is this?
Okay, I think the paper is February, March, right? 2024 variant 22. Okay, so that's the paper. Okay, Moi, you have the mic. What's your question, Moi? Moi, your question?
Can you repeat question 4?
Okay, what will happen is because of time, it's probably going to show you just a little bit sample of the question because there is really no time. In fact, it's coming from a
My
place of I
question
had to just
is
extract him from a
the
private tuition.
how do I know when to use cos for
You said? Yes, Mo, you were saying what?
the how to find the area of a triangle? Like how will I know when like in one question I saw they didn't give the angle, but they gave the two sides. How do I know? How will I find the angle?
Okay, can I say something about that? If you want to find, let me go to a blank page and write some things down. If you want to find area of a triangle, there are three basic formulas. One, if you are given the triangle, you'll be given the base, and then there will be perpendicular heights. Okay? This height will make 90 degrees. So this one is just half times base times height, right? But if I'm not giving the base, if I'm not giving the height, I mean, if I'm giving two sides, maybe this is a base, I know this is a side, this is side B, and then side A. You can still find the area if you are given the angle between A and B. If you're not given this angle, if you are given another angle, maybe you are given angle here, I can't find the area at all because this angle is not between the two given sides. Like for example, let me say this A is 12, and this B is, let me say, 14. And then the angle here, the angle here, let me say the angle is 80 degrees. I can't solve this because this angle is not between the side 12 and side 14. But if this angle is given, let me say this angle is given as, let me say 35 degrees, then I can solve because this angle is between the two given sides. Now, then I can say this area is half times the two sides, 12, let me say they are in centimeters, 12 centimeters times 14 centimeters times sine of the angle between them, sine 35 degrees. So this 80, I can't use 80 except I'm giving this side. If I'm giving this side, I cannot use 14 and this giving, no, sorry. If I'm giving this side, I can use 12 and this given side. Let's assume that this side is, although not so much, let me say this side is, let me say this is 7 centimeters. Then we can say half times 12 cm times 7 cm times sine 80. Of course, these two answers should be correct, but they'll be correct because these values I made up these sides, so they won't be correct. But if this is a real triangle, this answer and this answer will be equal to each other. Okay? Now, let's say that you're not giving any angle because angle must be involved in solving area of triangle. Now, the reason why angle is involved here, but we don't know if the perpendicular, this angle is 90 degrees, because the angle is involved, right? But if you don't have any angle given, you have just three sides. Let me say this is A, B, and C. no angle is given. Now, you must look for something called semi-perimeter. Semi-perimeter, let's call it S, is A plus B plus C over 2. And then the area equal to, I multiply that S with removing each of them from S. Then I look for the square root of this, you get the formula. But you see, this one is hardly used in IGCSE. The only way you can get this one being used is if, let me say, the question has a vertical line, and then you have something like this, and then you have something like horizontal line, and say find the area, maybe under a graph. But you can easily measure the line if you are giving grid. Maybe there's a grid system there. Okay, I can easily tell that this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is already 6. If there's a grid here, I can easily tell that this side is, let me say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then this 5. Of course, if you are giving vertical line and horizontal line, this angle must be 90 degrees. You see that 90 degrees is involved. This kind of shape, they won't give you the angle, but 90 degrees is already involved in your calculation. Can you just say area is half times 5 times 6, which is what, 15. My point is that you won't need to use this formula at all. What you'll be seeing is this one or this one. This is not. Now again, okay. Let me just quickly digress into, can I? Into, if you are solving for angles or side of a triangle, so that you use Socrates or Pythagoras if 90 degrees is involved. But when there's a 90 degree, then you use sine rule or cosine rule. Okay? No 90 degree, sine rule or cosine rule. Yes, 90 degree, Socrates or Pythagoras. That's summary. Okay? Over to the admin.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Didayo. So we'll be bringing the class to a close now. So please, again, we cannot be able to take more questions because of the time. I'm so sorry because currently at his own time he has a private. Yes, he has a private session in a few minutes from now. So it's going to be extremely busy. However, right, we had to just find a way to ensure because it has been on high demand. We had to find a way to ensure that with this class had to hold. So what will happen is what I can do as much as possible from my end is they're moving before the exam is going to due to the closing of the exam. There are spaces for private tuition, right? For those who are interested for a one-on-one session, you can send me a message and I can just I can just give you all the details. I've already sent it already on the announcement platform about the days that you can actually book for your slots for mathematics. So please, it's an avenue for you to properly just book your slots now because there are just limited spaces available right now. Right, you're already having 2 slots taken already, which is going to do that right now after this session. So please, I want you guys to do well in your exam. Trust me, I want you guys to do well. But we can't just do all because of the so many things that we have on our slot. So for those who are interested for the private tuition, please send me a message and so that we can just start processing it and then we can just book your slot and then you can have it. Right? Again, Mr. Dede is an experienced Cambridge tutor for the IGCSE and the A level. So this is very, very important. Okay. So yes, there will be ICT class theory, so that's not an issue. We'll start working, processing towards that. So thank you very much. And thank you so much for Mr. Adedayo. Please, with our emojis, let's put our hands together for Mr. Adedayo. With our emojis, let's put our hands together for him. Let's put our hands together for him. It is an interesting session. And I know that most of you have learned a lot. I can see that Fatima hand is raised. Kalista hand is, yes, thank you, thank you. All right, so thank you very much. And do have yourself a wonderful day and all the best in your math exam. Bye-bye.